So to give you guys a really quick intro, in case you don't know, we went to Naughty New Orleans. This was the 27th year for Naughty New Orleans. I am the Naughty Headmistress, which means that, which I love my title, which means that I am in charge of the education for the event. And so I handle all the speakers and the folks that come in for the workshops and everything that we do education-wise. And so I've been doing that job. This was my third year in that position as the Naughty Headmistress. And so we've been working to get our bearings and figure out how this all works. It's very different when you go to the event and you actually have some responsibilities. It's been challenging. It's been tough. It has put some, we've had to stop sometimes with the four of us and talk about how challenging it has been. This year was not that. This year was just amazing. So we're all so excited to get on here and tell you how our week went, because we basically spent 10 days.
Yeah,
we were in town.
10
We
days.
were in New Orleans for 10 days. And to pull all this together. So we're going to give you the Reader's Digest version, and we're going to stop and deep dive into some of the sexy parts so that it's actually interesting. Not just us talking about what we did. We had so much fun. There were a lot of sexy parts. There was a lot of sexy fun. There was a lot of kinky parts. So let's just dive in and talk about it.
But wait.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's more.
Okay.
So this year, there was a change at Naughty.
There was.
There was something different, and that was the dungeon experience. And I say this because in an amazing, very fast turn of events, from a friend who knows a friend, talk to a friend who knows a friend, we suddenly ended up involved in creating and designing and building out and running the dungeon experience.
Yes. Well, as the Naughty Headmistress, I actually
You
had
had
quite
a
a little bit of hand in that, I will say.
You knew some people.
I might have had an in on that, just a smidge. But yes, there were other things were supposed to happen. Those things kind of fell by the wayside, and we accidentally found ourselves as the forefront of the crew of that, because I said we could do it.
That's Myrina, what she always says.
I know. I try to get us in trouble every once in a while. But I volunteered us, and
that drove a lot of how our week went.
It drove a lot of how our week went, but it was
amazing,
unfucking believable.
It was amazing.
So
we'll get there.
We will get there. We're going to talk about that. So let's first talk about though. So this year we always try and arrive either a little bit early or we try and stay a little bit late. But again, we worked a ton. So we had about 24 hours on the front end of the trip and maybe 24 hours on the back end of the trip to spend with each other for ourselves. So also Naughty New Orleans is our polyversary. We met 6 years ago at Naughty, 6 Naughties ago, or actually it wasn't 6 Naughties.
6 years ago.
Yep.
At Naughty. And so we always celebrate our polyversary at Naughty, no matter when it is. Our official polyversary is a little bit further down the month, so we get to celebrate it twice this year. But we always try and do something special for that, and we try and have a little bit of downtime for ourselves when we get there, so that we have a moment to relax and enjoy the city and some of the things. So Phoenixx and I had, when we went out to New Orleans at the end of January this year to prepare for all the dungeon stuff that we were working on, we went together and went with the Naughty team, and we stayed in the Central Business District.
CBD.
CBD, baby.
Which is tough to say, yes, but it's much easier to say as CBD.
But it's not a gummy.
Right, I know. That's why I'm always be careful to say
confusing.
that. Yeah, so they call it the CBD, which is great, but it is literally on the other side of Canal. So if you're on Canal and you go to the French Quarter, that's on one side, and the CBD, the Central Business District, is on the other side. So Phoenixx and I, to not stay in the Quarter in January, because we're like, we stay there all the time, let's stay over here, literally 3 blocks away from where we normally are, but it's a whole different world.
It's amazing.
It is a totally different world.
Yes.
And Crimson
it's quiet.
Crimson and Tristan did not get to experience that with us when we were there in January. So we said, we had one night before we actually were to check in at the Astor, and we said, why don't we stay in the CBD, and we will take you guys to the couple of places. We found some gems when we were there in January. And so we decided we would do that on Saturday night, and it ended up being a phenomenally
incredible.
amazing, super fun night because you just can't script shit that happens, and we just had so much fun. So let's talk about that because it really was a super fun. And if you're ever in New Orleans, we will highly suggest getting out of the quarter and walking 5 blocks just across the way. It's a whole different world. What did we do on Saturday? So we arrived on Saturday.
Pedicures.
Oh, that's right.
Pedicures,
That's
that's
right.
Traditional Naughty Orleans pedicures.
Here's mine still.
Oh,
I know. We'll show it. If you're on YouTube, you can watch it. Oh. If you're on YouTube, you can see. Mine are purple with like Tristan's got color changing.
I've got holographic green and purple.
Green and purple. You can't see it
Actually,
because your
it's the
leg
same as
doesn't bend
Crimson's.
that way.
Yeah, we have the same.
And Phoenixx got this really cool.
You can't see it good in the video.
No, it doesn't.
It's like black with a little bit of blood red mixed in.
I would call it like dark chocolate cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because it has this redness to it. But anyway, so we all got pedicures, which we normally do.
I got glitter on mine as a topper just because.
I forgot.
Yes. Yeah.
And the really cool thing was, so we took our own. So in case y'all don't know, we love this brand called Holo Taco, HALOTACO. You're welcome, Holo Taco,
Yes.
because they have this amazing polish that actually changes color, and we've worn it on our fingernails, and I think we've talked about it before. But the one that we really like is a purplish greenish, so it's perfect for New Orleans. It's perfect for Mardi Gras. We took it with us at the salon, folks, at Nail Bar Nola. By the way, Nail Bar Nola, we love them. They were amazing.
They were
They
awesome.
have an office, and they had a site in the CBD, and they have a site in the French Quarter. We were in the CBD side on Julia Street. Shout out to you guys at Nail Bar Nola. You guys are amazing. There's a picture on the Accidental Swingers Instagram.
There was
one on the Swinky Life. No, I think it was at 86 before then. That was where we were dealing with the aftermath. But they were fabulous, and they loved the polish so much that we brought with us that they were like, "Oh my God, we're going to order this and order it for the store because people will totally love it." So we were really excited to help them out with a really cool polish and color. And they were lovely.
Yeah.
They were so great. Just to go there for a pedicure for sure. Can't speak to a manicure, but I think they do a great job. But that was super fun.
Yeah, that was
super fun.
We typically do that here in Florida, but we were so busy preparing for Naughty that we just didn't have time to do it. So we thought, let's just do it when we get there.
Yeah,
and
we knew we had a whole 24 hours to squeeze everything in, so we did.
We asked for references, and Nail Bar Nola was the reference.
I called them in a couple days before we even left. I made the appointment
right,
where we were here in Florida to go there on Saturday. Yeah, so they were great. And so then after our pedicures, so this is all, again, it's New Orleans. It's everything we picked was in 5 block walking distance, we're from where we were staying. We stayed at the Lafayette Hotel right next to Lafayette Square, by the way. Great location, great hotel, virtual. You hardly have to talk to anybody, but there's someone there if you need help. It was awesome. Shout out to them.
Yes.
So the other thing that happened when we were there in January is we went and found all these cutesy little bars and hole in the walls and just neighborhood places to go. So we wanted to take Tristan and Crimson to all those. One of the main places that we went was a restaurant called Seaworthy, which had these amazing oysters, and they are...
Oh, now I remember.
Yes.
I've been sitting here thinking, wow.
Seaworthy, that's right. So when Phoenixx and I were there in January, I don't eat oysters, and so quick backstory, I don't eat them. Our very dear friends, who was our very first play couple in New Orleans, actually said, we're going to go and eat oysters and you're going to like them. And we're going to go to Felix's and you're going to have char grilled oysters and you're going to like them. And I said, no, I won't. But they were right. I did. And so that has been a thing for me. So I've tried them all the time. I'm like, yep, still don't like them. And then we went to Seaworthy in January and met with I don't know if they actually officially call them an oyster sommelier, but Seaworthy had probably 12 at least different types of oysters that you could buy and taste, and they're all priced individually, and their happy hour prices are much better than their regular prices, but go if you can. What were you going to say?
Little side story here, just to put this in context. So Crimson and I love oysters. We've loved oysters since we were in college, and we're from the Southeast, the Florida area mostly. And so ages and ages ago, we went to visit my brother in Seattle, and he took us out to dinner at this wonderful restaurant because my brother is the best of everything. And the waiter asked us if we'd like oysters. And we said, sure. And he said, what kind? And we said,
Apalachicola.
We're like,
and he looked at us like we had 3 fucking heads. And my brother was so embarrassed, he almost fell through the floor. And that's when we realized that not all oysters are the same.
They're not all Gulf
She
Coast
didn't know
oysters.
that yet when we walked
I
in.
kind of did because I'm from Virginia, so I knew we had we have oysters and well, crabs are different up there.
We're not talking about crabs. I don't do crabs.
I know. So we have like little neck.
We
I know.
never would do crab.
You do crab. Oh, you don't. You do. Well, totally different story. Anyway,
So anyway, we got to Seaworthy, and they had dozens of
they have
oysters.
all these different oysters,
And that was important because they were all
different.
Exactly.
They were all different. They were from different regions and from different areas, and they have this little menu, and it tells you like what each one is about. And in January, when they're like the ones from the West Coast are tiny and sweet and whatever the description was. And I'm like, there's no way that fruity and
fruity,
sweet
yeah.
oyster.
Fruity and creamy. Yeah.
I like called bullshit on that to the oyster sommelier. Surprising, right? So it's not something that Myrina would ever do. And so he said, okay, I'll show you. And so he served us up a plate of oysters and two of each kind because I was with my partner here. And Phoenixx and I were together. And so he served us up one of each. And I had to eat my words quite literally because they were some of the best oysters. They were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I had never had any idea that they could be as fabulous as they were. So he really opened my eyes to letting me try. So thank you, Oyster Sommelier at Seaworthy back in January, because I really did not understand. And they're regionally, they're even different. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was. And also, if you're Myrina and you go to Seaworthy on a slow night and you tell the sommelier he's full of bullshit, you end up eating a lot of free oysters before the night is over. It was fucking amazing.
He had to prove his point.
He just kept bringing them to her over and over.
It was awesome. It was much more expensive when we came back. We had to pay, by the way.
because we're like, we'll take one of each.
Yes, and there were 4 of us and not 2. Yeah, it made a world of difference. But I will still say we got everything we wanted, and they were amazing, and it was amazing. It was amazing dinner, pre-appetizer dinner time. So we went back and treated Crimson and Tristan to that experience. It was a little bit different because we were upstairs. It's a 2-story restaurant. It's a really cool place. It's attached to one of the Hiltons. A lot of the restaurants are attached to hotels that you don't even really realize, but check it out. It's Seaworthy, S-E-A Worthy. And their happy hour specials. So their oysters are all individually priced anywhere, usually from $3 to $5 per oyster. At happy hour, the ones that are on the happy hour list are 50% off. So your $4 oyster is like $2. The taste, the quality. This is not a 50-cent oyster at the bar in Gainesville, like where we all grew up. And that's how I was introduced to oysters.
CJ's.
CJ's in Gainesville, the University of Florida. 50, probably 20, they were probably 10-cent
No, I'm
oysters
gonna
way
say
back
that.
when we were in school. Now they're probably 50 cents, but they're not the same. These are not. The $2 oyster, there's a difference between a 50-cent oyster and a $2 oyster, I will tell you. So anyways, it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. Definitely try them out. Anything else on Seaworthy? The drinks were great.
Drinks were amazing.
The drinks were great.
The service was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
service
always...
The building is fun and funky.
Just the most random personal note, though. When you walk in the door, to your left, just as soon as you walk in, there's a big candelabra.
Oh, yeah.
And
super cool.
they put white wax candles in there, and they just light them and let them go. And then they put another one there, light it and let it go. And they do this for months and months and months. And so you walk in and look, and it is like this Addams Family amazing candelabra with like 3 feet of wax dripping off of it. It's all over the floor. It's beautiful. It is just liquid motion frozen in time. And they told us that like once a month, they clean it all off and start
it was like
over.
every 3 months.
Every 3 months?
Yeah, I think
they
because
clean it
they
all
really
off and
go
start
quick.
over. But it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's one of those neat New Orleans things. We've seen a couple places that do it, but that one was the first time we ever really saw it. It was really, really cool. So definitely go there. Add that to your list.